Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I found myself today getting ready to record a video for all of you, and I looked at myself in the mirror and said, wow, these eyebrows need some work. So decided to film it for all of you. What I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to tweeze my eyebrows, but I'm going to show you first how to shape them before you move on to the next part of the tweezing. So one of the things that I like to do is first I fill in my eyebrows. As you can see, I actually used the Morphe collection, which is this one here. It's the Latte Arch Obsessions 5-piece kit. So when I actually fill in my brows, it all depends where I'm going, what am I wearing. Believe it or not, I actually change colors. I go from like a taupe to more like a brown, a dark brown, especially if it's during the day. I want to do something lighter, softer. If it's evening, something a little darker. So actually, these come in handy in different colors. And also the powder as well. I currently use, it's quick and easy. So the next step after you fill in your eyebrows, and just make sure that you don't have any foundation around the brow area. Just fill in your eyebrows, which is kind of what I just did. So the next thing that I like to do is I like to get a little bit of the product. I'm actually going to be doing the Latte cream with the angle brush. I'm just going to get a little bit. And this is something that I recommend, especially if you want this area here to look a little bit more narrow and refined. So if we go online and we look at how to do, tweeze brows, how to do this, usually what you're going to notice is that the recommendation is for you to start here where your nose pretty much starts, and then draw a line to go up. And that's where your eyebrow should start. In my case, and what I recommend, again, if you want that more refined look, is actually going towards the middle of your nose, and right here at the tip, that's where you're gonna go ahead and kind of do that imaginary line. You see? That's what I've done. So it just puts them a little bit more together, gives you that illusion that it's more refined. It does help as well as a natural contour per se. So again, first step would be to make sure if this is kind of like the route you want to take, is either do it from here or you do it from the outer, which would be here. And if you do it from here, it kind of goes in a straight line from the outer part of the nose, the tear dot, and then the brow. If not, again, tip of the nose, and then you just move forward. So what I'm going to do with the angle brush is I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to go ahead, tip of the nose, and draw a line here. There we go. You see? Can't believe I'm doing this on video. But let's move to the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to draw a line. So these are going to be my guidelines that I'm going to be using to tweeze. There you go. Now, what I like to do also is make sure that the end is symmetrical. So that you kind of want to do at the tip here where the nose begins and kind of line it to that. As you can see, I drew it to that corner, so then that way I know where to tweeze. Same thing for this side. I go to here and then again fill it in as I know where to tweeze. See that? Okay. So I'm going to use a tweezer. It's been with me for quite some time. Can't believe it's still sharp. So I just kind of go ahead and start plucking around on the bottom. So I went ahead and I lined it just to be exact of where I kind of want to tweeze. Just want to make sure that it's actually filled in. So then that way it'll be easier for me. So as I tweeze, I just kind of just go around and remove all the unnecessary hair that we don't need. And then the same thing for the top. Now, the top, I usually get it tweezed and waxed. So there's only two people that I trust in the world that I found with my eyebrows. And unfortunately, because we find ourselves, self-quarantine, and I'm not able to get my eyebrows done. So this is what I decided to do instead for you. So then that way you can at home follow step by step as well. So I'm going to step out. I'm going to finish tweezing my brows, and then we'll come back and then I'll finish filling in my brows with you guys. All right? See you soon. And we're back. So I went ahead and I tweezed all around wherever I did not want any hair. One of the things that I am going to recommend for all of you to do is, aside from drawing those lines to kind of determine where you kind of want to tweeze, is also measuring top and bottom of the brow. What does that mean? So with the same brush, I mean, this is a great tool. Application, brushing, measuring. So with the same brush, what you want to do is you kind of want to place it to see exactly, well, is the top of my eyebrow on this brow here on my left side same height as the point here on my right side? So let's take a look. So they are. Perfect. Check yourself as well. Secondly, you want to make sure the bottom part as well is even. So are they even here? Tip to tip with the brush. Yes, they are. Perfect. So this time around, like I mentioned, I use different eyebrow products, whether it's a powder, whether it's a cream, whether it's a pencil, depending on the occasion, if it's daytime, if it's nighttime. So this time around, since we're doing the Latte kit, I'm going to go ahead and use the pomade just to kind of go back and fill it in. And what I like about this one is that it doesn't dry down ashy, or it doesn't get powdery throughout the day. So once I apply it, it's, I mean, all day, all night, I don't have to worry about it. Or even if you have a long night, you know, and you wake up the next day, you will still have brows on. So that's a plus. So I kind of just pretty much do the intensity on the bottom to kind of draw like a line. And then when I get to the front of the brow, I just like to kind of go up. Now, this trick here is if you want your brow to look faded. So more like an ombre effect. Again, there's so many different styles that you can do. You can do, you know, whether you want like the hair strokes. This specific one is without hair strokes. It's more of that kind of blended from darker to lighter, that ombre effect, you know, if you want to call it that. So I kind of just focus on the bottom and then go upward. And that just kind of makes it fade it in together. So this is what I call more of that natural look. You could do this maybe for every day. If you're very low key on makeup, it's really up to you. I sometimes, like if I want to go really bold, like in my last video, I actually did the hair strokes. And I used powder for those brows. This time around, I'm using cream. So it just kind of depends. Like I love to play with different eyebrow products, different brands. But I do have my favorites, especially in pomades. Like this one, for example, I mean, I've had it open for the last couple of minutes and I don't have to worry about it. It's going to dry as quickly as other brands as well that I tried. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other brow. And again, you know, something that when I do my own eyebrows and I actually tweeze my own eyebrows, I don't necessarily tweeze here above my peak area so much. So that way whenever I don't decide to do any pomade or any powder or any pencil, it actually just gives the illusion that it's more natural. That's just my preference. You know, so I have a beard as well. But you, on the other side, probably don't have a beard. You can just go ahead and just, you know, continue removing that kind of like tip as well. So just gonna finish here so we can complete the look. And I'm going to recap the steps so then that way you don't have to be worrying about it. Because something that happens to me, especially when I'm looking at all these videos, is, oh my god, how do I need to do that? Oh my god, I need to go back. Oh my gosh, I need to rewind. Like, what's going on? Like, I missed a step. Or right now I'm watching, you know, Netflix. There's this really good show, cooking show. I've taken cooking, baking, you name it. Who knew that I had that in me? But it's Nadia's cooking, baking, something. And it's like quick dinners, quick lunches, quick, you know, desserts, like in 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But I'm always like finding myself having to go back, like, wait, what was that? Or, oh my God, I need to write this down. Oh, so recap, okay? Very important. You kind of want to start first with filling your eyebrows. Once you fill in your eyebrows, you want to draw those marks to ensure that those are the areas that you're not going to tweeze. So if you want that more refined look, you will draw that line from the tip of your nose here, and you're going to go ahead and draw up. Same for this end, put it here and draw up, okay? If you find yourself that's a look that you want to achieve, but you've been doing it the other way and you don't have hairs here, then you can do the strokes in the meantime while that hair grows in that area. And I am going to do another video on how to specifically do a filled-in brow with strokes. Love doing strokes as well. It's just this time around decided to do more of an ombre effect. The next thing you want to make sure is that as you're filled in your eyebrows, you want to make sure that it is symmetrical to the other eyebrow. That it's like a straight line from here to here. You can even do a line if you want to, just if it's your first time doing this. Then on the bottom part as well, you want to make sure that this point on the left matches the point on the right. That way they'll be symmetrical. The same thing here. This is from the tip here to the end. Want to make sure, okay, perfect. There is where my eyebrow finishes. Here to here, that's where my eyebrow finishes. Great. Make sure tweeze all the border. And this helps a lot when you find yourself being the type of person that when you start tweezing, you just can't stop. And then it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, we're back in the 80s, early 90s when it was in style to have like a little line. Yeah, I've been there. I should actually upload a picture so you guys can see before and after. But yeah, so you filling in your eyebrows actually helps you to not get carried away as you're tweezing away, okay? I think we're good. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If you do want me to do a video where I show you how to fill in a brow and how to do strokes and all that with different products, please leave it in the comments below or send me a message. Don't forget to subscribe. YouTube, Instagram, Davidposh, and see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.